I've been wanting to revisit this series for a while now, and I thought as the year comes to a close that this is the perfect time to do it. So welcome to things that only OG players will remember. Now, this one might be slightly controversial, always a good start to one of these videos, but the hype around Jungle Inferno is something that only players who have been playing for around 6 years now will even remember. Stuff like seeing the update page update every single day, waiting on the day of release and everything like that is something I'm slightly worried that the community will never get again. Unless Valve decides that they do want to do a big major update again at some point, but I'm not getting my hopes up for that. But also attached to that whole Jungle Inferno hype thing, players who were around at the same kind of time will remember all of the rumors around the heavy update once the Jungle Inferno hype had died down. Now, 6 years on, we are still waiting for that update, but the rumors were absolutely flying around. One of my fondest TF2 memories was the Scream Fortress event that added the Carnival of Carnage Doomsday map. It's probably one of my favorite Halloween maps of all time, and I really just have fond memories of that kind of time frame in my life, even though I actually don't really remember a whole lot from it. I just know that when that map came out, I was really happy. Another thing OG players or just older players at this point might remember is when the price of keys and refined metal went up from 2.33 ref to something else. Now, for me, the jump to like 6 ref is specifically the one I remember the most, and I remember thinking that loads of people were complaining, saying it was going to make low tier trading too difficult. And sure, it made it a little bit more difficult, like it took longer to get your first key and from there every other key after that. But now keys are priced at about 60 ref and low tier trading is now actually basically impossible. Now, this is kind of what stopped me from trading back in the day. I couldn't do a series I wanted where I started from nothing and, you know, built up to something. And basically, I had managed to work out that it was going to be way faster just to like get a job to buy the unusual you want nowadays than it is to just try and trade for it. I don't really fancy spending 2 weeks of my life sitting in trading servers for hours on end to make 20 cents profit. One thing I know that a lot of older TF2 players remember is how terrified a large portion of the community were when the release of Overwatch was imminent. You can spend hours and hours talking about these games, the similarities, the pros, the cons, the inspiration for certain elements, or whatever you want. People hated Overwatch before it came out because people said it would kill TF2. And to a lot of people's surprise, that didn't happen. Who would have thought it? Okay, so this next one might be a little bit of a weird one, but there was a TF2 inspired game called Gang Garrison. It was just 2D TF2. Essentially, if TF2 had a baby with Terraria, that was what Gang Garrison was. It was really fun, and I wanted to play it again for an entire video, but I've kind of decided against it. But I remember as a kid, I really enjoyed it because it was just something different. So I mentioned key prices earlier, and keeping on the trading topic, back when I started my YouTube channel, there was another guy who was making videos the same time as me called The Prophet. He was a really good friend of mine back in the day. We made similar kinds of videos, both doing trading series and stuff like that. And he was much better at trading than I was. I believe he went on to do some like CS trading for a little bit and then seems to have kind of disappeared from YouTube altogether, which is sad because, you know, I really enjoyed talking to him a bunch and watching his videos. And the final thing, and listen, we've all done it, and I don't want to hear a single person in the comments saying otherwise, we all remember the first time we ever tried to climb a ladder in TF2. Listen, we've all jumped towards a ladder, we've smacked our heads, and we've wondered why we didn't go up, right? We all have. So hey, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you leave it a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.